What is up, golf fans, golf degenerates, normal degenerates? My name is Garrett Simmons. This is the Korn Ferry Tour Junkies podcast. I will be your host, coming at you every single week. We have a Korn Ferry event. I know what you guys are thinking. Who the heck is this kid? I'm not B. I'm not Pat. I am Garrett, as I mentioned earlier. I was a former caddy on the Korn Ferry Tour, web.com at the time. Old school, former club caddy, worked a little bit with TrackMan, have seen all these golf courses, have been around the game for a minute, and I will be giving you guys a little bit of insight on who I like, similar to the Tour Junkies podcast, the same kind of style with a little more flair, a little bit of a younger crowd, hence the, no disrespect to gray-haired DB. But yes, this is me. Every week, I know we're coming at it on a Friday, which a weird day. The Bahamas first week of the season starting on a Sunday, which is a little bit weird, which is why we're coming at you on Friday. And yeah, I'll do my best to kind of give you guys the banger picks. And yeah, this week we are down in the Exumas, Bahama Mamas.
Oh, hey Garrett, I have a guest for you, actually, a surprise guest.
Producer saying what up? Yeah. Bring him on.
Should I put him through?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, I'll put him through. Hold on.
Well, if it isn't the gray-haired Mamba himself, DB Bizzle.
Did this young whippersnapper already call me out for being an old man, gray-haired dude when Pat is on the show as well? What are we doing, Garrett?
Your boy's old. Why do you think you got that white hat on, man? You might not even.
You might as well gray hair hard, man.
You might as well not even have a hat on because it's the same color as your hair.
Do this, dude.
I also did not mention that I'm drinking. I'm drinking some tequila gin podcast juice in my master's cup. I don't know if he's drinking at all.
I'm not. No, I'm in the real job office right now, but I'm grateful that you remembered the podcast juice. Listen, I'm pumped about the show. I'm pumped about you hosting. The people need to know Garrett is a well-qualified guy, right? You just told him a little bit about it. 3 years caddying on the Korn Ferry Tour, done a couple loops on the PGA Tour as well. You know, you got your greens book there handy for you. I know already this week you're going to reference that. The people don't know about Korn Ferry Tour, right? Like Korn Ferry Tour, it's a redheaded stepchild, but it's getting a nice upgrade with bigger purses and different TV stuff going on. The tour starting to put more money into it. Maybe they're finally realizing that these young guns and these up and coming stars are really where, they need to invest a little more in. So I'm excited because number one, the betting markets don't pay much attention, or it doesn't feel like as tight of attention to the Korn Ferry Tour as they do the PGA Tour. So Garrett bring a lot of insight to the players and the situations over there on the Korn Ferry Tour. But, also like if you listen to Garrett for the next year, and 50 of these guys are going to find themselves on the PGA Tour next year, then like you kind of have a one-up in those early season events when nobody knows who, Ad Ramey is or whoever, Will Zalatoris is, whatever, right? So I'm pumped about it, Garrett. Thanks for doing it. It's going to be a good time, dude.
Yeah, I'm pumped about it. Kind of just a second what you said. Yeah, it's a good time to get in and find some good value. Unfortunately, we're kind of right now we're dealing with a lack of variety in some of the gambling, and we'll get into that when we get into the show. But for right now, we just have outright winners. Which, that being said, find me some long shots on the PGA Tour that you can get at plus 350,000 or whatever to one. That ain't happening on the PGA Tour.
I mean, every now and then, if Martin Trainer's in the field, you can get a big number on. That doesn't mean you want to take. You know what I mean?
Wins.
Listen,
miscut.
I'm gonna let you go because I'm gonna let you do your thing, do your show. I appreciate you and producer Sam agreeing to let me pop in. I am excited to hear some outright bets. I know you got them geared up. It's weird. It is so weird that these first few weeks start with the first round on a Sunday. So it is strange in terms of the timing, but we're pumped to have you back. Here rocking and rolling. It's a good time. So thank you, sir. I'll let you go.
Thanks for coming on. Yeah.
I'll leave my gray hair out of this.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to the men's hair dye I got for you.
This guy.
Peace.
Hey, can I get a new Korn Ferry Tour?
Yeah, right. All right, that was DB. Some of you love him, some of you hate him. Thankfully, he's not going to be on my show all the time. So if you don't, then I'm the guy for you. We're down in the Bahamas this week, the Abacos Firefest week. Yeah, you heard it. This is the week that the island that Firefest happened or didn't happen, right down the street. Sandals Emerald Bay Resort. It is a Greg Norman design, 7,000 yards, resort golf, front nine, winds through some seaside dunes. Back nine is on the mother ocean. Super windy. Surprised the flag sticks aren't broken in half every day. If you watch the tour event in Bermuda, this is kind of the same stuff. Just windy, windy, windy. That being said, they manicure the golf course in a way that tailors to that. Past palm greens, they're not making them, blowing 13s when the wind's blowing 40 and making it impossible. All that being said, you still got the guys hitting those pitchy 9-irons from 80 yards, 90 yards, getting creative. It's the first tournament of the year. You got rookies, you got ex-tour guys, you guys got been down here before, haven't been down here before. I usually like out these rookies, this first event of the year. Traveling to the Bahamas sucks. Half the guys might not get their clubs until the first round, the day before the first round. You're flying into this tiny airport. Not only you're planning your first tour event, but the logistics of traveling down here is a nightmare. So these guys that haven't done it before, expect them to come out, tee it up, play all right, but not really want to compete. Yeah, it's a crapshoot. I mean, guys, their alignment can get all off because they're playing wind, they're flighting them down, and it really is kind of, let's get back into the competitive juice, let's get play. All that being said, someone's got to win, and I'm gonna do my best to give you guys some bangers. We're gonna start out in this 50-1 odds. My guy, I like from the get-go, Aaron Baddeley, coming in at like plus. Where's he coming in at? I used all the odds in front of me, and now I'm blanking. Baddeley plus 5,500, which I know is, that's mid range. It's actually low. There are a lot of the guys this week. Australian guy, he's played golf. He can flight it down. He's a flusher. Pro golf ain't new to him. Love Bads this week. Another outright guy I love in this first kind of echelon favorite tiers, Marty Doe, also known as Jing Zhang. Looks like he's got a crazy weird name, is Marty Doe. Coming at you at plus 3,400, ex-winner at the event. I actually worked the event that he won in, flushes it. The dude walks around there with a big stick on and off the golf course. He knows it. He loves it. Marty Doe. Guys to stay away from in this top, 50-1 and under. I don't love Sean O'Hare. I don't even know why he's up there. He used to be back in like the Tiger Woods 2003 video game era with the heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. Now it's 2022. Sean O'Hare's still out kicking it. It's windy. I ain't betting him. Let's move on to mid-range, 50-1 to 80-1. I like Max Gracerman, plus 8,000. Third-ish season on the Korn Ferry Tour. He's no stranger to this. He's been working hard with his coach, Jeff Smith, in the season the last couple of years. His game's trending up. He's familiar with the play. I like, and of course, at this windy, you got to be able to strike, be a ball striker. And these guys that can flush it. I'm not saying that majority of these guys can't, but the premium ball strikers, I love that when it's really windy, you get off a little bit, and that wind just can exemplify everything. Ben Taylor, I love. Ex-Korn Ferry Tour guy, PGA Tour last year. He's back down on the Korn Ferry Tour playing this week. He's been working hard in the off season, seeing stuff on Instagram with him practicing and working and kicking everybody's ass. And so I like Ben Taylor to come out strong this week. Another European guy, English guy, who's no stranger to weather and inclement winds. Someone to stay away from in that category, that 50-1. I don't like Chris Ventura. Do like his game. Don't like the way he hits it in the wind. Real high, hits his 3-wood straighter than my pitching wedge, but I don't see him as a guy who can flight the golf ball down and hit these kind of little soft, low spinning, penetrating nugs through the wind. Back in that long range category, in this 80 to 1 to 125 to 1, I like Akshay Bhatia, little lefty stick out of literally and figuratively out of North Carolina. Dude's a stick. He's good. He's going to play on the PGA Tour. He can compete any week. Bombs it, flights it, fearless. He's got a lot of games. So I like him in that 10 to 1 or 100 to 1 category. Another 100 to 1 I love, Stephen Franken, NC State guy. Bombs it. Second year on the Korn Ferry Tour. Was around last year. Got his bearings. Has played most of the events. He's been down here before. Another North Carolina guy who I've seen his game up close and he's got a lot of game. I think the only thing holding him back in his rookie season was just managing all the mental aspects of playing golf. And I think that this year's his year. I like keep an eye on Stephen Franken. Another thing to note before I kind of go any farther, I forgot to mention this earlier, is that, the only two odds books I really have right now on the Korn Ferry Tour, and you'll see, is DraftKings and FanDuel. That being said, you'll see a huge discrepancy between the two. I mean, I'm looking at some guys who are, plus 3,500 on DraftKings and they're plus 6,000 on FanDuel. So if you like some guys, check your odds. If you're in a state that you can gamble on one of these, check FanDuel and DraftKings, because you're going to get a wide range of odds. A lot of that is just with books being not knowing who these. I don't know who's John Augenstein, who's Jeremy Paul, who's Paul Haley, who's Justin Suh. I don't know what odds is set. So if you know somebody, if you like somebody, if you hear somebody from me, Kid, G Money, fire on them and get your best odds. Who else do I like in this category? Long range. Baker. He is 120 to 1. Another guy who has played on the Korn Ferry Tour before for a while, on the tour last year, back down. His caddy, I'm really good friends with this new caddy this year. I just like the vibes going into the year. I think Quinn are going to come out banging, and like him in that long range category. Bombs over 125 to 1. I feel bad even going this long, but we had to keep things in order. MF Tane Lee. All right. Some of you guys know of him for making some noise last year. Your boy was caddying for him in a couple of his PGA Tour events that he Mondayed into. We made some noise down the Palmetto, played in the Rocket Mortgage. The kid can play. Great dude. Amazing golf game. As humble as they come. Can flush it. Is been at it for a while playing. Should have made it to the finals just from his tour start last season. Barely missed out. Went back old school, Q school from the get-go. Gets through top 10 at Q school at final stage. He's in it. He's getting his card this year. He's sitting at plus 19,000, which there ain't anybody that has better chance of winning this week than he does. So I love Tane Lee, as you'll probably hear from me most of the weeks this year. Tane Lee, keep an eye out for him. Love him in one of these bombs, 125 to 1 and over. Another guy I like, the last guy bringing it in from the rear, Nick Boak. He is at plus 35,000, which is just, nuts. You put a buck down and win $3,500. You put $100 down, you win a North Carolina teaching salary. That is nuts. Aussie or New Zealand, I believe. I'm sorry. So he's used to playing in the wind. He's played on tour before. He's played well down in the Bahamas in the past. I like Nick this week. Yes, unfortunately, we would dive into DraftKings usually, but they ain't on that yet. So we don't have any of those DraftKings numbers. We are just looking at outright winners and no top 10s, no matchups, none of that jazz. So hopefully as the year gets going and all of you guys are degenerately gambling, we'll start to get a variety of bets and variety of matchups and variety of odds on all these different sorts of books. And you should see me again. Hopefully next Friday. We're still down in the Bahamas next week. And in the meantime, firing bets, keep being degens, keep from your bookie. And you can find me on Twitter. I think my name was up there earlier, Garrett _Simmons. Follow the Tour Junkies, listen to the pod. Stoked to hang out with you guys the rest of the year. We're going to have some cool guests on, whether it be caddies, some players, maybe gray haired B might slip in and out. Hopefully not, but I don't call the shot. He's the boss. And we will talk to you guys soon.